Hello, and welcome to Group 3's project demo. For our project, we decided to recreate the classic game Simon. The object of Simon is to repeat longer and longer sequences of signals that are randomly generated by the computer. The members of Group 3 are Kenneth Burr, Mary Insua, Eduardo Ramirez, Jonathan Ross, and Jacob Wilkins. The plan for our recreation of Simon was to create a single-player threaded game. The game board would consist of 4 different colored buttons. The computer would randomly generate patterns of increasing difficulty, and these patterns would be displayed via flashes of the colored buttons. Then the player would use the mouse to mimic the color patterns that were generated by the computer. If the player is successful at mimicking the pattern, the level would be increased, and if the player is unsuccessful at mimicking the pattern, the game would be over, and you lost would be displayed on the screen. The features that we wanted to implement were a main menu with options to start a new game, reset the game, or exit the program, a GUI with 4 colored areas that have the ability to appear to light up to indicate the computer's pattern. The sequence that the computer generates would be random, and the user would be able to click the colored area in order to mimic the moves. The game should start with 1 color that must be mimicked. Once the user completes the level properly, the game should add 1 extra step to the current pattern. And this should continue to increase in difficulty until the user fails. We also wanted to implement a current level display and have a menu at the top of the board with options of returning to the main menu, starting the game again, or exiting the program. Possible features that we thought of adding if we had time were having tones as the tiles light up to match the harmonics of the game, allowing the user to press the corresponding arrow keys to make a move instead of just using the mouse, and adding a couple extra game modes, possibly allowing the user to have a completely randomly generated pattern play on each step, or allowing the user to set a pattern length that the game would stick with and generate new patterns each time. From the user's point of view, our game design allows the player to start or restart the game, quit the game, watch the next sequence, enter a sequence, and view the current level. Extended from enter sequence, the game would end if the sequence didn't match the computer-generated sequence, or the game would increase in level if the sequence did match. For our implementation design, we have 3 main classes. Our main view class, which builds our GUI, our move engine class, which creates the randomly generated computer moves, and our game engine class, which contains all of our game logic and basically runs the game. We have 7 classes total, all contained in one package, and 524 lines of code. All of our team members were involved in all aspects of the project implementation in collaboration. However, the main roles were broken down as follows. Kenneth Burr was our graphics lead, and he was the main implementer of our GUI class. Mary Insua was the project manager. Eduardo Ramirez was the testing lead. Jonathan Ross was the implementation lead and the main implementer of our game engine class. Jacob Wilkins was the requirements lead and the main implementer of our move engine class. As for our project status compared to the features we originally wanted to implement at the beginning of the project, we were able to create a game board with the 4 colored areas that have the ability to appear to light up. We were able to create the game engine and the move engine where the computer creates randomly generated sequences. We were able to allow the user to complete a level by mimicking the sequence or end the game if the user was unable to mimic the sequence, and we were able to create a current level display. We were also able to create a "you lost" generated screen at the bottom. Due to time constraints, we were unable to add the extra features. We were not able to create a main menu that allows you to enter into the game. We were not able to add tones that play as the tiles light up, and we were not able to add the extra game modes. However, we did have a working game at the end with the main objective of the game implemented. And now I will do a quick demonstration of our game. As you can see, along the top of the game board we have a Start Game button. And it's not lit up right now, but next to it we have an Abort Game button, which was originally our Reset button. And then we have a level display that updates throughout the game. In the center of our game board we have 4 color panels that act as buttons: a green panel, a red panel, a yellow panel, and a blue panel. Each of the panels light up every time a computer move is generated, and they also light up during the game when the user clicks them with the mouse. And at the bottom of our game board we have a display that shows prompts throughout the game and also displays "that's correct" each time you pass a level, and displays "you lost" if you lose a level. So let's start game. You can see the prompt here says "watch the pattern." The level has updated to level 1, and we see one color light up, and that was the blue. So I'm going to copy the pattern, click on blue. You got a level "that's correct," watch the pattern. Got blue and a red light up. I'm going to do blue and red. And again, you see the level update to level 3. You can do it a little quicker, and you'll catch that. And then if you want to quit mid-game, that's what this Abort Game button is for. So if I click Abort Game, level will set to 0, and you have the option to start a new game. And you can see this prompt says "press start to begin," just like at the beginning. So we're going to start the game. And then I'll show you the display if you miss a pattern. So now it says "you lost," and you got to level 2, and you have the option to start a new game. Now there is no ending level. There's no top level to get to. The point of the game is just beat your own high score. Get as high as you can in the levels. And that's it for our demonstration of Simon. Thank you.